what else am I missing? What else did I forget to ask about that base level of preparedness?
Okay, man, we got guns, we got water, we got food, training. Oh man, this is probably a huge one. You've got this covered, and a lot of people don't. Okay, look, a lot of people get the gun, right, and they think like the gun is the end all be all. Like I got the shit now. You also need to learn how to fight, and it's not just so that you learn how to fight. All right, it's because like being able to deal with interpersonal violence is such a huge asset. That's it. Realistically, that's where we're at. Okay, look, we're not going to just like load up machine guns one day and like the other team's going to put on uniforms and we're just going to shoot each other. Like that's probably not going to happen. Probably it's going to be more like just a continued escalation of crime that's just going to get worse. Economy turns to shit. People get desperate. Now we have more criminals. That's going to shit. So I really feel like learning how to fight with your hands at a very basic level, like, jujitsu with like one stripe on your white belt, going to kick boxing or Western boxing for 6 months. So you've been hit in the face and you know that you can walk that shit off and it's fine. It hurts, but you're okay.
Yeah.
That to me is a huge, huge deal. I feel like you just got to have that. And with that too, the one thing that hand-to-hand combat guys get wrong, all right, you got to have some knife training because this is the easiest weapon in the world for everybody to have. They're very common in street crime, street fights. The crazy guy with the fucking screwdriver, man, he does not care if it's an advantage for him to have a hidden shiv. And a lot of crazies are like that because, hobo fights, so they have Glocks, they have hidden razor blades and shit. So getting an appreciation for knife from some knife dude, you can do that one you can do that in like a weekend seminar if it's the right guy and get a lot out of it. But I feel like that's hugely important. And it's probably the most underrated of all the skills that people have.
Yeah, my thought process goes, pay attention to the surroundings so you don't get yourself into a bad situation. De-escalate. Run. Run from a knife, charge a gun, and then if shit goes really bad, hopefully you have a knife or a gun. So it's like, I just think, I'm picking on my wife, and she's a wonderful person, but she just has no spatial awareness, right? Like we've been walking by people before, and I'll kind of just subtly shuffle her to the outside of the path as we pass by somebody, and she'll be like, "Oh, why'd you do that?" I'm like, "Well, because that was a homeless crazy guy talking to himself, and he had a razor blade in his hand, and so if he's gonna go crazy, we want to try to cross the street, get away, and at a bare minimum, I want to put me between you and him, So just like that spatial situational awareness, and then it's real easy, if you don't let your ego get in the way or you don't have road rage, it's real easy to run away from 90% of problems. And then hopefully it never escalates, but if it does, then you go, hand-to-hand, knife, gun, and that's a terrifying thought, even for somebody like me who has done jiu-jitsu and boxing for jiu-jitsu for 3 years, boxing for 10 years. I've shot a lot of guns. It's it's a terrifying thought that I hope I never have to get into that situation.
Yeah, no, I mean, it is. And I think the fear of it actually paralyzes a lot of people. And I don't think it's true you're training all the right things, but a lot of people are actually, even if they don't consciously acknowledge it, are so scared of those types of things, like the fighting thing, that they'll do one or two things. They'll either get the gun and just think that's it. It's the end all be all. And they will just refuse to acknowledge the other situations exist. Or they'll know that the other situations exist, but they still won't go train in those things specifically, even like a weekend force on force course like Tony Blau or somebody like that. They still are so scared of the hitting each other part that they won't go do it, man. And that's probably the biggest one to get over. Because if you can get over getting in a fist fight or even a pretend fist fight, all the other shit's easy. Gun shit, that's easy. All right, it's a tool, man. It's fucking standoff distance. And it doesn't hurt my hand when I pull the trigger. Turns out,
right,
easier. So I really do feel like there's something to those primal things of the other bit, And like I said, man, you don't have to be a fucking UFC star or any of this bullshit. You just need to train at a level that you're, semi-competent. Go to somebody's force on force course for even a weekend thing, and then get good with a gun because at least you've got a base then.
It's so funny because I see some of these guys at the range that I go to. This was much more prevalent in LA when I go shooting there, mostly indoor ranges, kind of boutique. You know, they've got vending machines and it's all pretty and whatnot. And these dudes will show up in tactical gear and all these fucking, like, all kinds of crazy stuff. And they're morbidly obese. And I'm like, bro, do 20 burpees and then try to draw your firearm, rack it, and shoot a target without blowing your foot off. When you get your heart rate up, like, that's the thing I'm most happy about jiu-jitsu. It's helped me in my marriage with my kids. It's helped me just dealing with the stress of work. When you can have a 300-pound guy laying on you and you have to breathe and have to, like, not freak out and get claustrophobia, that helps a lot. Because I see some of these guys that think they're Rambo with their, you know, like you said, owning 50 guns and all the tactical gear. And I'm like, if I made you do 10 burpees right now, you would lose your goddamn mind. Like, you wouldn't know which way is up. So physical fitness may be part of it as well.
Oh, dude, yeah. These are SEAL Team 6's boots. Well, like, have they gone a mile yet? Like, that fucking matters.
But I got the boots. Clay. I've just never walked in them.
I'm fucking straight, dog. I'm ready to go.
Oh, man.